French, Michael Gross. Happy game day, guys. The season's here, Michael. It is your first game day officially. I know you're here for the preseason games, but first game here at Lambeau Field, season opener, Packers-Lions. It really doesn't get better than this.
It's almost like the first day of school over and over again. I'm a few years removed now, but the feeling is kind of the same. This is a season that they're looking forward to more than everything, especially the people here in Greenbay with the addition of Micah Parsons and Jordan Love in his third year, turning 27 eventually, the same age that Favre and Rodgers did the thing. So
won the Super Bowl.
Don't want to jinx it. Don't want to jinx it, but there's a lot of excitement behind this season.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. We're at this point, we're a little less than an hour away from kickoff. Actives and inactives have been announced. Michael, can you break down for us who is in and who is out today for the Packers?
Well, the big news that people were looking for was Micah Parsons, right? He's been dealing with that back injury. Throughout the week, they've had him limited and then somewhat participating in practice. He is going to be good to go today. We're not sure exactly what capacity, but him being active does mean that he will play and he can make a difference in this one. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, and Savion Williams, those three receivers all listed on the injury report earlier this week. Jaden Reed did not practice earlier on Wednesday, I believe it was back in a limited capacity, but having him, Wicks, and Williams, the rookie, all practicing and then
all
now
active,
all active, that is big for them. In terms of the inactives, Ellie, one big one is Nate Hobbs in the secondary, the cornerback.
Which you've had a feeling that could be a potential considering they did elevate rookie Micah Robinson. I said Micah Parsons on air yesterday, but Micah Robinson from the practice squad yesterday, which kind of indicated that Nate Hobbs probably wouldn't be available today. Who else is on inactive? That is a big one, and we'll see if maybe it's just because they want to make sure that he's available since they have that tighter turnaround with a Thursday night game.
Yeah, and they'll have to rely on Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon and obviously Bo Melton. In terms of other inactives, Warren Brinson and Barron Sorrell, two on the defensive line. That means they're going to rely a lot on Nazir Stackhouse, the undrafted rookie, who there's been a lot of talk about.
Well, I think he'll get in the mix for sure, but let's not forget Colby Wooden now steps up too without Kenny Clark anymore, so this is a big opportunity for him as well. You still got Devontae Wyatt in there too, Carl Brooks. but he definitely will be in the mix for sure. It'll be curious to see kind of how those snaps do pan out. But
a couple other ones: Zane Anderson, Donovan Jennings on the offensive line, and tight end Ben Sims. Obviously, they kept 4 tight ends on the roster, but Sims not active today. That means they're going with Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, and John Fitzpatrick as the 3 tight ends. So Sims will sit out this one at least.
All right, well, let's get into it. The season opener, always exciting, but the magnitude of this too, with it being the Lions, the team that has won the NFC North the last 2 seasons. Now there's changes, of course. They got a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, but you still got the same head coach in Dan Hamble. You still got Jared Goff as your quarterback. You've still got a lot of talent on that offense. And Aiden Hutchinson, the Packers didn't have to play him at all last season. Broke his leg in week 5 against the Cowboys, but he's back.
He's back, and he's going to be a disruptor. You know, everybody's talking about how Micah Parsons coming into this Green Bay Packers defense means he's a game changer. Well, the Lions did so well last year without Aiden Hutchinson. Imagine just how good they're going to be. Are they going to be better than 15-2 this year with Aiden Hutchinson? Obviously, you'll have to see, but he's going to be a game changer and a game wrecker in this one. The offensive line's going to have their work cut out for them, but it's kind of the same sense with Micah Parsons. Earlier in the week, he actually said that you don't need trick plays if you're a good team. I think he said something along the lines of that, which is like bulletin board material, but at that point, you might also need to, if you're the Packers and offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich, you might also have to run some sort of trick to get Aiden Hutchinson off of his game and out of rhythm. So
I wouldn't be too surprised to see maybe the Packers do something. But it is week 1. I know that there's a ton of familiarity between both these teams. It's always tough when week 1 you got to iron out some of those things that, again, you're just getting back into game speed. So it's going to be a little tough, but the good thing is they are home. But let's go back to just talking about injuries a little bit. Jordan Love, he's still going to be wearing that brace on his left thumb, but he was full participant in practice this week. I think one of the biggest things is at this point, he's been having to work with it. He said he's not going to have an issue with handing off the ball with his left hand, but the big question that was asked of him was just what happens if you get sacked, if you fall to the ground, which is going to happen. He's going to get hit. He's going to fall to the ground probably. So the protection of the thumb. I think that's one of the big things that has to be monitored today is what's going to happen if that does.
Yeah.
If he does end up getting to the ground.
And what's his confidence level after that happens? How can you bounce back from that? How can you get that out of your mind and just focus on the next play? We know he's a resilient guy, dealing with injuries over his young career so far. This is a big one early on before this season. Luckily, it's the offhand, but at that point, you're right. With handing off the ball with his left hand, he did do that once or twice during practice this week. There was some discretion whether or not he did. LaFleur wasn't so sure. Josh Jacobs said he did hand off with his left hand.
I think he did.
I think he did too. Yeah. But if he is good to go and feels good, once he gets that first hit, because he will get hit today. It's bound to happen with what the Lions are bringing. That'll wake him up, and hopefully he'll be good to go.
All right, so many fun things to talk about, too. We didn't even talk about the Packers' first-round pick, Matthew Golden. He's going to be making his debut today. That's going to be exciting. We'll see how many targets he gets, what his day looks like. I'm excited to see Josh Jacobs, too, an incredible season last year. Elton Jenkins, I know he's played center for the Packers before, but now he is the center for them. And he did play center, actually, the last time the Lions were here. That was a very rainy, very wet game, so not as ideal. But those are some of the big things, just little other storylines to make sure to make note of. But, Michael, give me your like, I don't know, bold prediction for the day or like something that you think is going to happen in this game.
Well, I think the one thing that is important is that both Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave are healthy today, and they're going to be on the field together, we think. It's not right to assume, but if the both of them are healthy, how can you not have both of them as options? They are key pieces in this one. I like the both of them to have a big impact on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe we'll see a tight end touchdown or two.
I think we will see a Tucker Kraft touchdown because actually, shout out to the Packers for doing all the homework for us. Tucker Kraft has recorded a touchdown reception in 2 of the 4 games he has played against the Lions. I could totally see a Tucker Kraft touchdown today.
It's certainly possible.
We'll see.
And he's looked really good in camp, and he's been super excited to get back on the field and with his tight end mate in Luke Musgrave, and there's just, like we said, so much excitement about game number 1.
All right, let's talk Micah Parsons a little bit today because it's been reported and obviously believed because of the back thing and getting him ramped up, he's not going to play a full workload today. So I'm putting the over-under, let's say, at 30 snaps today.
Sure.
Are you taking the over or are you taking the under on Micah Parsons playing 30 snaps?
You know, I'm going to take the over on 30 snaps, but if you want to take an over or under on a half a sack, I'd probably say the under on that if he gets a sack today. But that's going to actually open up.
I'm taking the over on that.
You're going to take the over.
I'm taking the over.
Well, earlier we were just passing in the hallway Johnny Gray, Packer Hall of Famer, and a part of our program here at Fox 11, and he talked about the opportunity for even if Parsons is out there and doesn't get a sack, it's going to open up the lane for other guys like Ezra and Cooper, like Rashawn Gary, to possibly get multiple sacks today. Because when you add a guy like Parsons, a game wrecker like that, it puts so much attention on one player, and it takes attention off of other guys who are unbelievably capable of wrecking games as well, just a bit under the radar.
But Micah Parsons is a player that still finds a way somehow. I was having a field day watching his highlights last night, and I'm like, that guy is so fast. If you are not on your game, he is going to be right by you in a second, and that quarterback is going to be on the ground. So we'll see. I think he gets a sack today. I was thinking a sack and a half. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that no matter what, someone's going to get some sacks today. All right, let's talk our game prediction. What do you think, Michael? Your first game here at Lambeau. Are the Pack going to get it done, or are the Lions going to get the season with a win?
It would be unorthodox of me to not pick the Packers, right? I do actually think the Packers are going to win this game. It's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to a possession in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to come down to a takeaway from Green Bay. If anything, it might be their leader in the secondary in Xavier McKinney. He had 8 interceptions last year. He wants to continue that. Jeff Hafley talked a lot about their goal this year, 43 takeaways. They believe it's an NFL record. I'm just so excited. They believe it's an NFL record. If they can get there, it's got to start today, and they're going to have multiple, including in the big moments. It's going to come down to it. I'm going to say 27-21 Packers.
27-21 Packers. I'm going 24-20 Packers. I think there will be a takeaway today, too, whether that is an interception or whether that's they've been peanut punching at that ball all training camp long, and so we'll see maybe if that pays off today and they are able to force a fumble. But yeah, I'm going 24-20 Packers, so Packers across the board. We'll see if they're able to get it done. But for now, that is going to do it for us. Later on, though, Fox 11 News at 9 and 10, we'll have all your game coverage, highlights, recap, all the excitement. Hopefully, we'll see if the Packers are able to get it done today, though. Thanks, guys, though, for joining us.